Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, I'm Karen and this is my channel, Mommy Fine and Fit. And so I wanted to pop on here today because I filmed my first weight loss vlog a couple of months ago, and when I originally filmed it, I had planned on doing like weekly updates and weekly weigh-ins and all of that kind of stuff. And really, I hadn't been back on since then, obviously, because you don't see any other videos. But when I made my first video, I was at 260.2 pounds. And really, like, after I filmed that video, I had about 4 weeks where I really struggled and I couldn't get my head in the game. And so I took some time to just get my head in the game and get myself in check and get my diet in check and everything. And so I'm finally back on track, and I wanted to come on and just update you guys and tell you like how everything's been going and where I'm at, where my weight is. Like, first things first, I weighed in this morning. Like I said, my last video, my weight was 260.2, and I weighed in this morning at 248.4. I'm so excited. That's 11.8 pounds down. And like, it just feels so good to have the scale moving again. And it's hard because, like, one thing I've been struggling with the last couple of months was just the whole, starting over thing, because last year I had lost down to 191. And then, like I told y'all in my first video on this channel, I gained all of that weight back, just, dealing with depression and all of that. And so it's almost like I feel like, I'm losing weight just to get back into my fat clothes. Like, and it can be like really discouraging because, just for me, that I think I'd lost right at 80 pounds. And then to gain almost every pound of that right back was just, oh my gosh, it felt like I was never going to get the ball rolling again. It felt like, it just felt impossible to start over, and I felt kind of hopeless and everything. But in the last couple of months, the last probably 3 weeks in particular, I made some pretty big changes to my diet and my exercise plan. For one, I got back in the gym. So I started going back to the gym. Some days I go twice a day. Ken and I will get up, like this morning we were up at 5:30, went to the gym, did cardio, and then this evening we'll go back and do our weight training. So I've really amped up like my weight training. We're doing, I believe it's Jay Cutler's workout program. So doing that. Another thing I did was I changed up my diet pretty drastically. My body likes low carb. It has always liked low carb. I feel my best. I feel the least deprived on low carb. And so I went really heavily back to low carb. So like, I went on the Atkins website and pulled up like the website to really look at the foods they allow and stuff. Just, I know what works for my body, but it was helpful just to get like a few guidelines down, and things to like how many carbs a day and all of that. So I went back on there and I started like logging, my food and stuff on there. And so like in the last 2 weeks especially, I've really started following phase 1 really closely. So I've cut out all grains because my body does not like grains. I like to eat them and they don't make me like, I really love to eat grains. Like, I am a carb junkie, but grains are really counterproductive for me when I lose weight. My body does not like to give up weight if I'm eating grains. So I completely cut that out. I've completely cut sugar out. I've only had like 2 diet sodas since I started. So mostly I just drink like water. Sometimes on the weekends I'll drink this stuff that I get from Melaleuca. It's kind of the equivalent of like Crystal Light. It tastes the same. You make it the same and everything. So I do allow myself a couple of treats a week, but even still, like within those treats, they're sugar-free, they're grain-free, all of that. So like I really drastically cut down on my carbs. I eat 20 or less a day, which I know sounds like drastic, but there's so many options. Like I've got recipes for chaffles, and I've got like, if I do have a sweet tooth, I'll eat like a piece of Atkins candy, which is, sugar-free and low carb. I know it's not the best thing in the world for you, but for right now, it helps me stay on target. But I don't overdo that. I limit how much of that I eat. I don't even eat it every day. Like sometimes I'll eat it just on like a treat day. And so, yeah, I drastically like change my diet. And like I said, we've been really training hard in the gym, so that helps. Trying to think what else. Oh, one thing I noticed too, like lowering my carbs, because before I would just be hungry all the time. My cravings were crazy. I would crave not even so much sweets as just carbs, like pizza and bread and things like that. Because like I said, y'all, I'm a carb junkie. like nobody loves carbs more than I do. But one thing I noticed with cutting my carbs down is my hunger is manageable. Like some days I actually have to remember to eat to get my calories in before the gym. So I noticed like my sweet cravings have gone down. I'm not craving the bad stuff. I noticed that like my food obsession has gotten, drastically better, because like I was saying in my last video, one thing I struggle with is I'm always obsessing over food, and I've never had a healthy relationship with food. And so like it seems like I'm either obsessing about eating or I'm obsessing about not eating. And when I'm not eating, I'm obsessing about when I can eat, what I'm going to eat, like just like planning it out. And like at night, I can't wait till the next day because I'm hungry, and I can't wait till I can eat the next day. And I really noticed since cutting out like grains and sugar and eating 20 or less carbs a day, that has gone away. So like I'm not obsessing about food. I'm not thinking about it all the time. I'm not obsessing about like, oh, I can't wait till my next cheat day. I'm not starving all the time. Like my hunger is really in check. And that's been huge, because that has really, really helped me stay on target and like keep up with my goals. Y'all, I struggled. It was hard. It was super hard to get the ball rolling again, because I just kept looking at the scales thinking, just feeling like such a failure, just like I had failed, and like it was just too much work, and it was going to be too hard, and just looking at everything I had to do again, like, God, I've got to lose this 60 pounds again, like how did I let myself get to this point? But then, like in the last couple of weeks, especially 3 weeks, 2 weeks, it's once I saw that the ball start rolling again, it was easier to kind of pull myself away from that bad thinking. But I'm still struggling with it. I still, like, even today when I look at 248.4, and I'm really encouraged by that, because I'm down like 11.8 pounds from my last video. But like even still, it's so easy to get depressed and just think like, God, I could have been my goal weight by now, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Or, just like looking at it and thinking, like I was looking back, and when I started going to the gym earlier this year, like in January, I was 241. So I'm like, God, I got to lose like 7 pounds just to get down to where I was at my fattest then, And so I do still have like my days where I'm discouraged, but one thing that I've been looking at recently is like my end goal, that if I keep on track with the weight I'm losing at the rate I'm losing it, that I'll be close to breaking the 200s, by like Thanksgiving and stuff. So that's helped, like really focusing on, like where I'll be in a few months. Like just keep the finish line in mind. Just keeping my eyes on the finish line, and just to keep doing what I'm doing and plugging away like I'm plugging away, and it'll all work itself out. So I've really been struggling there, just keeping my mindset where it needs to be so that I don't go back to old habits. But another thing that I've liked about being low carb is I went on the Atkins website because they have like a whole slew. They have hundreds of recipes, and you can narrow them down by what phase you're on. And I'm on phase 1. So I must have printed up like 75 recipes. And then I went and got a binder with page protectors and everything and made like a recipe binder. And I've been adding to it since then. But like we've been cooking and trying recipes out of that, and most of them have been like really good. And so like y'all, I'm a huge pumpkin spice person like this time of year, and that can be discouraging for me because it's like, God, I don't want to miss out. Like I want to do pumpkin smoothies, and I want to do, like seasonal foods and stuff, and here I am trying to drop weight. Well, there was like recipes for a pumpkin pie smoothie on there. And so like now that's a treat for me every morning to get up and, make like one of my smoothies. And so I take my protein shake that I've got to drink anyway, and I'll take it and make it into like a smoothie, and it feels like a treat. Like I don't feel deprived. And there's like recipes on there for like these pumpkin spice truffles and stuff that you can eat the entire recipe, and it's like 100 and something calories. So like I found ways to like still treat myself and not feel like I'm missing out on pumpkin spice season and fall, and still to be able to cook with my kids and cook meals. Like last week I took a splurge day on Sunday, and I made this maple tarragon chicken, and I made like cauliflower mac and cheese and cream cabbage, and it felt like such an indulgent meal, right? And I thought, oh man, I'm not even going to get on the scales in the morning because like I've completely blown it today. Well, when I started like dividing it up and adding in my macros and stuff, I was under carb for the day. I was, right on target with my calories for the day. I had not blown my diet. And then like my weight loss never stalled. I didn't gain any weight. And it was like my body just kept going with my weight loss right along. Whereas if I would have taken like a normal splurge day where I just like said, the heck with it, I'm going to eat pizza and candy and everything else, I would have gained weight. It would have taken me several days to get the ball rolling again, but this time it didn't. It was just like my weight loss just continued to flow like it had been flowing. So that was really cool because I certainly didn't feel deprived that day. I felt like I had cheated, when I really hadn't. I had kept, and I did have like one piece of Atkins candy and then like a little pouch of Atkins M&Ms. So I was satisfied. My hunger was satiated. My cravings, and stuff were satiated. And I felt good, and I didn't sabotage myself. So like that's another reason I like the Atkins program and the low carb program, because you can have treat meals and cheat days without sabotaging your weight loss, and you can still stay totally within your macros for the day and even see weight loss after a cheat day. So that was really cool. Okay, so if you can tell, our background has changed. We're out running errands, and Ken is inside right now, so I didn't want to like vlog while we were driving, which he's driving. I'm in the passenger seat, so it's not a big deal. But anyway, so one of the things I wanted to talk about today was like changes I've seen. And I'm going to post my weight loss pictures because today is Friday. I'll actually take my weight loss pictures in the morning. I've been taking them every Saturday, so I'll also weigh in the morning, and that's the weight that I will log. Anyway, I will, when I get those pictures, I'll put them in with this, and this will probably go up tomorrow, which is Saturday. So like some big differences that I've seen. just because I've been working out and everything. And if you guys want to see like my food binder, my weight chart, how I chart my weight, and also like the workouts that we're doing, I can do a video on those just to kind of go over um like what I'm doing to lose and everything. But anyway, one of the big differences, because I have like these ugly bat I call them bat wings, but just where it's like, stretch skin and stuff and everything, and that jiggle right there. So like one thing I noticed is in my pictures, like this has gone down. So I'm seeing change here, just with like the cellulite and everything. I'm noticing like a big difference in cellulite down my arms. My abdomen, I do see a change, but it's hard because my abdomen, I'm such an apple, and because of how I carry my weight, I don't tend, I can see my rolls getting smaller, but I don't necessarily see the shape change for a good while. Because, I mean, I had lost 100 pounds before I met Ken. And so I was down to like 152. And I still had rolls. I just had smaller rolls. So, like, even though, and back then I was doing like Tybo and, oh gosh, what was the other one? The Firm. Does anybody remember the Firm that we used to do? It's like that was my workout back then. But this time we're actually like weight training, and like I said, we're following Jay Cutler's program, and I can link his website below. And he also has a YouTube channel which Ken and I enjoy watching. But so like that, I've noticed like a difference in my back. For some reason, like I noticed changes in the contours of my back a lot quicker than my front. My back has had a lot of changes so far. Gosh, I'm trying to think like what are some other big body changes that I've noticed. Like going down a size in like my shorts and stuff. Well, not really my shorts. I know this is TMI. Y'all forgive me. But I've gone down a size in underwear. I know that sounds so silly, but I had like bought one size. I think I bought like a size 9, and they had gotten to where like they wanted to like fall off of my belly, or like stretch down under my belly and everything. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If y'all are an apple, you know what I'm talking about. And so I had to go up to a size 10. Well, I officially can comfortably wear my 9s again. But for me, that was huge, because that's the first like wardrobe thing that I've been able to tell a difference in. Because like I said, I had gained up to like 260 pounds. So even my fat clothes were bought to fit my body at like 240, 250. So I'm not seeing like where my clothes are getting too big on me yet. They're getting more comfortable, but they haven't gotten too big on me yet. Because, like that's one of the exciting things about losing weight, when you start seeing like your clothes are getting too big and, you've got room in them and all that. But for me, I'm just like getting back into where they're comfortable now. So I am excited, because I know in the next 20 pounds, I'll actually be able to see where they are getting too big and not just getting more comfortable. But, so that was a big like non-scale victory. A huge thing too was going down the size of underwear. Not that y'all want to know about my drawers, but anyway, like that was one big change. And I'm trying to think if there's any, like, those are the biggest body changes I've noticed, were those. And you'll see it in my pictures. Like some of the changes are slight, but like my goal outfit, I purposely picked it because it was tight on me. And so, it's, some of it is not as noticeable, but my back, you'll see my back, you can really tell a difference. Cause like I said, I'm gonna put in my weight loss pictures with that. But, so I guess like, that's pretty much what's been going on the last couple of months. And I am going to get back to filming on a regular basis, because that was the whole part of this channel, was to follow my weight loss journey and all of that. So I plan on getting back, and I may even, like do some reviews on some of those Atkins recipes, because one thing I liked about those too, though, and you do not have to pay for their website to check them out. So anything that I tell you guys about, y'all can go online and get the recipe for. But one thing I really liked about it is their family friendly recipes, because like the meals and the main courses, children can eat because they don't have artificial sweeteners and stuff like that in them for the most part. So it's totally something that you can cook for your whole family. And that was exciting, because I can't stand having to cook like, several things for, different ones. But anyway, so if you've watched like this far into the video, give like a thumbs up emoji in the comments down below, so I'll know that you made it all the way to the end. Because like, God bless you, I have been long-winded today. I guess I just haven't talked to you on so long that like I just had so much stuff to say. But if you've watched to this point and you see my pictures, give like a thumbs up emoji in the comments below to let me know that you made it all the way through. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me today, and I appreciate you watching this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, and share, if you know other people who are going through a weight loss journey and need encouragement. And let's, because like I said to begin with, I want this to be a community where we can all be here to encourage each other. But be sure to like and share the video. And so now, here are my weight loss pictures, and I'm gonna put slides of those up, and I will see you next time. Bye. Have a good day. Bye.